there, I'm Virginia Lindsay of Ginger Cake Patterns and Design, and for some of you who've been watching my channel for a little while, you know that one of the big things I do for my sewing business is that I create PDF sewing patterns, meaning I write up the instructions and I create all the pattern pieces, and then you go to my shop and you purchase those patterns. And I recently just made this new one. It's a unicorn. It's so cute. And this is one of the things I like to do, are these kind of animal-shaped pillows. I have a llama. Here's my llama. I have an elephant. I have a cat. I have all these different things. But one of the things I realized when I was putting this together is that there are some techniques used to making these that are just some little tricks that I'd like to show you to make them even nicer. Something like how you make such a nice corner on your little shaped pillows like this, and then how you stuff them really nice and full like I've done and like I do on all my things, and then also how you get your embroidery nice on when you embroider the face. So I want to show you those little techniques, and so I hope you enjoy that, and you can use this on all sorts of creations that you make, your own shaped pillows or different things you want to turn out into little shapes that are kind of fun, whimsical sewing things. My new pattern, it's called the Magical Unicorn. It is on sale for just $5 this week because I just released it. So stay tuned, and I'm going to show you my tricks for making a perfectly shaped unicorn. So here we have the piece, the unicorn, before I turn it inside out. And I wanted to show you about clipping corners and curves. This is a quick thing for if you've never done this kind of shaped pillow or stuffed animal before. So what you want to do is look at points where there's going to be kind of stress on the pillow, like the corners and stuff. And in this particular one, you're going to have we have these little areas here. I don't know if you can see the stitching, but there is the stitching right in there. And so I'm going to cut right here, but not all the way to where the seam is. I'm going to cut here, and then I have two more spots here. If you can see how this is going to be a funny spot, because naturally it's going to want to turn, it's going to want to pull, and you're going to have a funny, like the exterior, you know, when you have it all stuffed, it's going to have a funny pull. And then also right here. So I'm going to cut those real quick. First this one, and just a nice one little cut right there. Not all the way to the thing, not all the way to the seam. One little cut down here. And one here. See that? And then I'm going to do one, I might do actually a notch here. You have to be careful not to cut into the actual seam, or you'll have a hole. Okay? And then the other thing is, this is going to be sort of the curved face, so I'm just going to kind of trim this down. I should have done this in a darker thread so you could see better, but let me show you right there. You can see. This isn't super important, I found. I mean, you could, what's called notching, which is cut out a whole bunch of these, but this is sort of a gradual curve, and on this size, if you're doing a little tiny doll, it probably would matter a lot, but I don't think it matters much on this. Okay? So then you have all those kind of stress areas clipped and ready, and then I'm going to turn it inside out and show you how to stuff it. Okay, for the stuffing, I'm just going to tell you this is going to take a lot more stuffing than you would imagine if you're not too familiar with stuffing these types of things. So I usually have a kind of a smallish handful about this size. You don't want to put too much in at once, like that would be way too much, even though you might be tempted to get it done right away. That means you will have like a real lumpy looking little horse thing here. So I just start, and I always kind of go to the furthest point away. I really stuff it in there. So that big lump was only that little bit of stuffing. So I'm just going to continue with this size. You know what I think I'll do is I'm going to take a big lump out of my bag. Okay, you can see how much. So that is a big handful. Probably, you know, not quite a small packet, but a really big handful. And I'm going to show you, I've already just stuffed that little bit, and I'm going to show you how far that goes. Okay, so using those small handfuls at a time, I'm going to stuff away. We're going to speed up this video so it doesn't take forever. Okay, so as you can see, I used all the stuffing, and I really got it nice and full here in the neck area and in the front leg, but I still have plenty left and after that big huge mound. So I'm going to grab another big handful and continue and finish it up here. And now, again with the pushing. And now I'm just going to close up the back. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to embroider the eye. I've already done the mouth and I did it a similar way, but I'm going to show you how to do this eye part. This is a really cute trick. I tied a little knot at the end of my embroidery floss. This is this is one piece of embroidery floss about 18 inches or 20, and then I divided in half to make it 3 strands. A piece of floss is usually 6 strands. But 6 strands is pretty thick to work with, so I divide it in half to 3, and that's what I usually work with. And I have it on an embroidery needle, which has a nice long eye, if you can see that. And I'm just going to, and I have a knot on the end already. And I'm just going to come in here behind the ear. And I'm going to come down right here into the eyelash, which I just drew that on by hand with a pencil, but you could use a water-soluble pen or chalk or something if you're not real confident in your little drawing there. Okay, so you can see that with that little knot caught it behind the ear, but I'm going to give it a little gentle tug. Okay, so now we're here, and see, so the knot is underneath the fabric here, and it's not all the way back here anymore because I pulled it through. And now I'm just going to embroider this little eye here. And this is called a split stitch because you kind of go back over it. You kind of go right into the end of that one ahead of it. This is a little funny beginning, but right back there into the I like to usually do the bottom of the eye first and then go back and do the eyelashes. Now there is a way to kind of bury, that's called burying the tail, where you just kind of come up a few inches away. And then all that I usually do is just give it a little pull so that it's tight, and then I clip it close to the fabric, but not so close, and then it just disappears. Now there is a way to kind of tie a little knot and tuck it back in and all that. I don't really find that necessary. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little cheek on here that's really cute, and I'll show you that in just a sec. Okay, here we go. The last thing is I'm putting a little pink cheek on, which is brings it together and is really precious. And all I do is use a pink crayon, no big mystery. I draw right on there. I just make a circle. There you go. Isn't that precious? Here's the other side already done. I'm going to put the cheek on him. There, that's a really cute unicorn. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching and that you learned some new things. You know, sewing is all about doing like fun, silly stuff to me, and it can be very practical, but these whimsical things you can make really create a lot of joy with other people, and I hope that you get a chance to make something like that. Again, you can get my new pattern in my shop. I'll give you the link down below, and then also I can give a link up there. So, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.